Alright, this is a copy of a proclamation of the family, which this project is about. And this particular copy is in Daughters in My Kingdom, the history and work of the Relief Society, but it can be found in many, many places, one of which is the LDS.org, which I will put a hyperlink in the description to that. Okay, this is the book where my information for this project came from, as I mentioned in our last video. But in this video, there's going to be a little bit of quotes, but most of it's going to be my point of view on topics. We're going to talk a lot about infidelity and fidelity. So, since we talked a little bit about marriage last time, I wanted to show you guys a place where LDS people often get married in covenant relationships. If you remember from my last video, I showed a diagram of a covenant relationship. So let's take a shot of the temple over here. This building you're seeing is LDS Temple in the Columbia River Temple in Kennewick, Washington. I'd like to take this time to thank my cameraman today, Jeff Sutherland. So, welcome to the second video. So, our first topic is honoring marital vows, which actually goes on to what we just showed you. In the temple, people make covenants to honor marital vows, which includes being completely with fidelity with your spouse. And for years I thought of infidelity as just having sex with people that were not your spouse. But then I read in one of the chapters, I think it's chapter 7 of the book, it says, being completely faithful to one spouse requires more than avoiding adultery. And then it gave different types of infidelity. First one we're going to discuss is fantasy infidelity. So let me give an example of that. Example of that would be like being on the internet and playing a video game where you're playing with other players and you ask one of the other players to marry you in the game, because that is demeaning, I guess, and diminishes the value of your actual marriage. That would be a form of fantasy infidelity. Another one I think would be listening or watching music videos of persons other than your spouse that are attractive to you. So visual infidelity / pornography, this can actually hurt your spouse because it can make them feel not confident in their, not only in how they look, but also in their ability to please you. And in sexual activities. So I got a quote for that. It says, "The physical aspect of pornography involves common practice of self-stimulation while viewing pornography. One common form of self-stimulation that I know of is masturbation." And so just throwing that out there as an example. Our next one is romantic infidelity. This would be probably along the lines, I think anyways, of romantically having a relationship with somebody that's not your spouse. Or I guess you can even apply to a dating relationship. Someone that's not your boyfriend or girlfriend, I guess, would fall into that category. Let's move on to our next one. So I want to touch a little bit on immodesty, because this invites people to lust after you, which I don't remember where it's at, but somewhere in the scripture says that he that lusts after a woman, in the case of the scriptures, has committed adultery already in his heart. We know adultery is a serious sin. So I don't want to even consider adultery of the heart. That's just as bad as going out and actively doing that. Okay. So we've kind of covered most of the infidelity stuff I wanted to cover. Now we'll talk about the decision of whether to continue that relationship or to divorce should you have someone in the relationship that has been unfaithful to you. Let's see. So we will read this quote. It says, in 75% of divorced couples, at least one partner was having regrets about the decision of divorce 1 year after the breakup. So it is important, because divorce is such a serious decision, to take plenty of time to try to work things out and to consider if the relationship is worth saving. Most of the time it will be. Okay. This is another quote. Unhappy marriages often improve significantly over time for those who are patient and keep trying to work things out. So just be patient, try to work things out. If it can't be worked out, that would be the time to seriously consider divorce. And the next chapter that I want to go over is called Cold-Hard Facts About Marriage. So we want to go over the benefits that marriage brings to the individuals. So here's a quote. At older ages, married couples are significantly healthier than their unmarried counterparts. Also, Another quote, married people also recover better from illness and surgery. That's definitely a benefit to me. Another thing that I know was discussed in the book that I don't think I have a quote for is that mental health and emotional health improve almost immediately at marriage, which is very important for people that have, say, depression or something. Our last quote is faithfully married people report being well satisfied with their sex lives more so than any other category of sexually active people. Most people think that you're going to be more satisfied when you're single and having sex with multiple people, but really you're not, because you're worrying about STDs and getting pregnant and stuff. Whereas when you're married, getting pregnant can be a good thing if you're planning a child. And STDs, if both partners are faithful, should not be a problem.